All right, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to December 15th, 2025. We only got 2 more weeks left in the year. And honestly, probably just this is our final week of trading, most likely in 2025. Looking at the calendar, I leave next Monday for vacation, and I'm going to be in Florida all of next week. So very low chance of me doing anything. I might trade. I might post on Discord. I might do a Discord live stream, but it's probably going to be reserved for those inside the community. I probably won't be able to do any live streams because I'm not going to have my whole setup there. And then when we come back, I probably will trade the December 29th and 30th. I'll probably do a live stream of some sorts. Excuse me. And that's going to be it. That's literally it. It's almost done. It's almost done. It's been a great year. It's been a very growing year for me in many ways. But let's go ahead, open in prayer, and let's go ahead and get started today. Father, we just honor you this morning. Lord, thank you for your goodness and faithfulness, Father. Lord, I just thank you that even in the mundane, you are king. Even in the frustration, you are still king and you're still on the throne, Father. We honor you, Lord, in everything that we say and do. Lord, I pray that you would direct our steps today. Father, that you would be with us as we trade. Lord, I pray that you would be my hands and feet today, that I would be your hands and feet today in everything that I say and do. Father, bless everyone here. May they be blessed in everything they set their hands to. Father, may they draw closer to you in every way. In Jesus' name, amen. I don't know why that's up here. Let's get rid of that. All right, guys. Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Glad to have you guys here this morning. Let's see. Yesterday, despite the up and down week, and despite the breaking of my rules on was it Wednesday, I was green for the week. It was actually a decent week. I wasn't very proud of breaking the rules, but I ended green on the week. So we are looking good so far for 2024 or 2025 for the month of December. I want to finish this week or start this week out strong. Be patient. Not rush into any trades. Just wait for a nice solid setup, and if it's a win, it's a winner, and we take it and we walk away. You see me staring off here. I'm looking at my chart where I track all my stuff. So we're gonna make this week be a good one. Why don't we do that? We're gonna come into this disciplined, intentional, focused. And let's go ahead and start out at the weekly time frame. Let's see what we got. All right. So what did we end up doing last week? Last week, we swept our previous week high, without running into that daily fair value gap that's sitting right here. It's on the daily time frame. And we moved lower and swept the previous week low. So this was a double break week. We broke the high and broke the low. We closed inside of this weekly candle, so we could still see price work its way back up here. And frankly, I anticipate some of that. But what we're going to do is mark our previous week high and low out here, and then drop down to the daily time frame and do the same right here. The good news is we haven't hit our Friday midpoint, so we're going to mark that as well. That would be a point of interest right here, that neon green line. I would like this, I don't know how far away that is right now. That's 50 handles away. So there's definitely some opportunity there. We are inside of the... I'm going to get rid of these new day opening gaps. They're distracting and they overlap with other levels. So I like that, and we're inside of that 4-hour fair value gap right here. So what we've seen when we've had large 4-hour fair value gaps is price do this kind of. So if we can, I would like to maybe see it come down into this 4-hour right here, and then move up into that level. I'm going to need some form of retracement. If we can get maybe at 10 o'clock down here and then back up here. That seems a little unlikely. It seems more appropriate off the open to hit it right away. That's just kind of my gut feeling. Dropping down to the hourly, that same 4 hours overlapping with a hourly fair value gap. So we'll go ahead and mark that for some more detail. And we did end up sweeping this high from 1 p.m. on Friday. This was our PM session high. All right, so that was previous day, PD, PM, PM session, PM session high. So we have that level there, and we're still looking at this Friday level as a point of interest. Here we have our London low. We're going to go ahead and mark that out. Our London low is sitting right here. And London high has already been ran, but we can mark out midnight open after we drop down to the 15-minute time frame. Let's mark out our midnight open. It's going to be sitting right here, okay? And price is pushing initially right off the bat here with that high. I'm going to do a test here. Let's see here. Okay. So that level's at 225. And I think more than likely we're probably just going to push right up into that right away. It wouldn't surprise me if we do that. We'll see what that wants to do in the next 25 seconds. If it wants to move that direction. Let's see here. Here's a breaker right there. We'll see if it holds and wants to move higher or if it's going to continue lower here. Nice little sweep. Oh, did I not put the right words on here? Let me try to change that. I apologize. thought I did that correctly. This is the correct stream. I just gotta find the, yeah, my fault. I'm gonna change that right now. Today's the 15th. We'll save that. ES is looking heavy. We need to mark out ES's levels here. Previous day high, weekly. Some housing data. That's looking pretty strong right there. To the downside, my friends. Let's see how it reacts to this hourly here. Yeah. See how it reacts to this hourly. $7 a.m. candle tagged. We'll see if it wants to go back up here. We have our first presented fair value gap at 933. I would like to see this. I'm interested in potentially taking this right here. Let's mark that. Main reason is we have those PM session highs, or excuse me, we have the midpoint. Let's get some music on here. Some music, maybe Christmas. What do you guys think of Christmas music? Can we get some Christmas music? No. I might have to do this. There's 5 minute, 15 minute. I like the sweep of the low in the hourly. This did exactly what I wanted. Hit this level and then come back up. I just need my confirmation to go long. So it did drop down into the 4 hour and the hourly, which is what I wanted it to do. London low, oh, we can get rid of that. I'm not really interested in that. We do have London low down here. So I'm just waiting for the confirmation to potentially go long. Once we do, once we hit 60 likes, guys, we'll do our daily affirmation. There is a let me find out specifically, and I'll give you a clean answer, Jackie. Okay? Because I need to actually look at it because I haven't yet. Yeah, NQH. Yeah, it would be NQH 2026. I need to find the volume. That's what I want to see. Yeah, not yet. So let me give you guys perspective here, okay? So we're gonna do a quick screen share here. So this is the CME group. Here's the December contracts. And if I'm right, I think this is NQ. E-mini. So this is E-mini. So this is the open interest right here on December. Total volume 760,000, and then we have 88,000. When March contracts get higher than December contracts for volume size, that's when I switch over. I want to trade where the highest volume is. And so it just hasn't switched yet. Does that make sense? Yeah, the indicator these are my indicators that I use. I'm going to do a test trade, make sure everything's working properly. I just got that. Make sure. Okay, it is working. Heck of a 15-minute candle there. That is 4 a.m. A swing low. We have another 15-minute candle there. I think we're probably going to push lower here. That test trade, I'm still holding. I decided to take a test trade, and then I'm like, this actually doesn't look bad. Let me set my disclosures here for you guys. And then we just hit midnight open, so I'm going to sell it there. So London low is probably incoming, but because it wasn't a planned trade, it was more of a test trade, just to make sure everything was working. Marking out 7 a.m. We're tracking that now. And I think we got news. Guys, I'm just being patient. I'm waiting. Nothing major, no really major news. We got house market index, but that's yellow folder. So we're not waiting on anything at 10 o'clock. We're inside the macro time. We have a major change in state of delivery on the 15-minute. We have 11 minutes for the 30-minute and then 11 minutes for the hourly. We'll see where this hourly ends up. First thing I want to do here is mark out this high to this low. And we hit it. All right, so that is equilibrium right here. REQ. So we ran that level and then we move lower. And then if we do another one to this high, we just hit the midpoint of this retracement. So we're at the point I want to see how we react. Do we want to see a continuation higher towards Friday? I would prefer that. Do we want to reach for London and then go for Friday's midpoint? Or do we just want to melt back lower and lower? We could be, I would say we are in what would be called a market maker sell model. We've had a higher time frame retracement to consolidation. We have lower targets that are attractive. So I still think we have this large 4-hour fair value gap that we can reach into for sure. I'm going to take this long right here. We have a midnight open tagged with an inversion. I'm going to look for this high right here. So this is the inversion right here that I'm taking the long on. Based on 50% retracement, midnight open tag, draw on that level there. If it fails, I get out. It looks like it is. It's a small, yeah. I'm not holding that any longer. So that was a quick loss. Have a inversion to the long, was targeting that high. Trade number 1. Might get the continuation down to London low. You don't think we mitigate the 4-hour fair value gap? We already did. I don't know. What do you mean? That 4-hour, or is there another one? What 4-hour fair value gap? It's actually closed. There's no more 4-hour fair value gap. That's actually gone. So, I mean, when you look at those factors, that's why I was interested in that. Once we hit 60 likes, guys, we'll do our daily affirmation. Let's see how we interact with London low here. The fair value gap. I do think we're gonna reach up to or fill the fair value gap. That's what I tend to see the 4-hour does when there's no news. It does this slow grind higher and higher and higher. But we have to hit some type of key level, and my anticipation was this hourly midnight open, and that was kind of where that came from initially. Yeah, these tend to work out as far as quick scalps. I have had them fail before as well, but no, I would say there's probably a higher probability we hit it than we don't, based on the 15-minute close. I think it does help to watch ES. All right, there's our tag. To be honest with you, I think when you have this kind of displacement, it's not wise to go against what the candles are currently doing. I think we're gonna leave this right now. I'm mentally leaving it. I need to reevaluate, see if we're gonna continue lower. forgot to mark our new week opening gap, guys. I'm marking it right now. I'm like, what is that? Are we tagging the new week opening gap that I did not mark? And there it is. There's a new week opening gap. However, when we look at this is hard to play against, okay? When you get candles like this, you look lower. That's just, you have to. So I'm gonna play to the downside. The thing I think I'm looking for then is if price is gonna go lower, where's my retracement level? And I think my retracement level first off is we have a breaker right here and then a 15-minute inversion sitting there. Okay, so that's the inversion. The 15-minute BISI. Okay, so this is the breaker, the high, low, higher, high. More than likely, I would anticipate us to reach higher up into through that London and maybe into this area here. But I just can't play a short off of an expansion like this. That could be our low. That's very common. We get a 10 a.m. low or high if it's on a trend and it's around a key level. So doing a scalp trade right here is I'm not opposed to again. But sitting at break even is safer than throwing money at the charts. I'm on the 30-second chart here right now. Back to the 1 minute. Brazil. How you doing, my friend? Nothing happening for me, just sitting here. I'm liking this long. So one contract there if we can hit it. Based on this inversion and how aggressive that candle was, target has to be at that first swing high, and so we haven't hit that swing high, so stop is not moved to break even yet. And if it collapses in front of me, I'm just gonna laugh. Just gonna laugh. If it closes or gets back above here, I might actually push this higher. Stop is at the low. We react to London, and I didn't pay attention to that. There's London low reaction. Makes sense. All right. That's 2 for me, guys. Don't know if I want to take another one. Yeah, actually, I'm not going to take another one based on the amount that was. How about them Broncos? And now it's going to go long from here. Actually, I was talking with the boys, my son, and we're like, Dad, I think we're gonna root for the Broncos now. The trend is your friend. The London low level was off my screen. That's why I color them, but I was oblivious to it. That's what it looked like. And I wasn't even looking at the blue line there. I was looking at my swing high as my target. Them dirty Packers. We watched the Chiefs lose. We live close to the Chiefs. So the boys are like, yeah, Dad, we like the Chiefs, but since they're not going to the playoffs, we're gonna root for the Broncos. I said, that sounds good. Your uncle's a Broncos fan. So we can root with them. New England Patriots all the way. I tend to just enjoy watching individual athletes play. That's kind of my bent. Yeah, I think today, guys, I'm going to accept the loss. I'm going to accept the loss. avoid violating rules and going on tilt, I can accept a loss. That's part of the plan. And it's never part of the plan, but today it's part of the plan. So we're gonna accept that today. Close those out. Previous day low. We're going to run through those levels. It's making an equal low. Thank you, everybody, for praying for our friend John. we going? We're gonna go higher now. Maybe not right away. It might not do it right away. It might. Give it a little fake move to the upside, maybe. Yeah, I think our best bet is to just follow along where it's going. All right, where's my... All right, I'm uploading our affirmation for today. We have hit our likes, so let's go ahead and do that. What's up, Lincoln? All right, guys, here is our affirmation for today. Let's jump over here. It's based on Psalms 37:7. Guys, patience is everything, and I think I am in a constant evolving state of learning patience. That's just the truth. Today, I choose patience over pressure. I trust God's timing and refuse to rush the process. What is growing in silence will bear fruit in its season, and I will remain steady, faithful, and at peace. Yep, I don't have much to say about this because it's hitting for me. Look at that price just drop, guys. I'm a little irritated. I'm glad I'm gonna be done. Glad I'm choosing to be done. I'm irritated that I have to be done. But it's something that is going to happen no matter what. Gonna be done. Follow my rules, follow the plan. I did open my personal account to see if there's one trade that we could take. but probably not going to do anything because that's my personal account, and based on how I was trading earlier, I don't know if it's the best idea. Well, I know it's not the best idea. Well, ES is dropping like a rock too. I mean, I don't think you really have to wait on ES. Here's 50%. Kenny Rogers. I'd play the song, but I'd probably get in trouble. Or I'm probably thinking of somebody else. Yeah, sing. That's what I was thinking, right? Is anybody doing any traveling for Christmas? So next week, I'm going to be gone next week. I'm going to be in Florida visiting family, so I won't be doing any live streams. You know, you wait for days like these for it to just drop and drop and drop, but you want to be on the right side of it. And when you're not, it's not very fun. I'll probably look at the market if there's something amazing, but I'm not going to be in front of my computer. I'm going to be hanging out with family, so I probably won't be trading. I think the hardest part is when you see price going like this, you're like, it can't keep going down. It has to give a retracement. So you try your longs over and over to no avail. Yeah, we have a new 30-minute candle here. We'll see how, if it wants to give us a small retracement or something. This always seems to be in consolidation 8 out of 10 days and 2 monster continuation days mixed in, but you never know. Yeah, I'm irritated that you can be irritated just how you act. Are you acting on that irritation or not? I'm irritated about that. That's really what I'm irritated most about. I would have gone short if we hit that. That is what I wanted. And then I created my bias to hit here and then go there. But we just swept a little bit of buy-side liquidity in the form of these PM session highs and then decided just to drop. So I'm already in mind with that level being my point of interest in that 4-hour fair value gap. And then looking at these levels here as support to go higher. Now, the trade that I ended up taking was this inversion right there. What is this black line? It's crazy. Are you talking about the music? Yeah, the music is done by. Oh, let me give you. I'll pull it up on screen so you can see it. It's done by this guy right here, Lowly FM. And by the way, there's our the 1030 model played out. I don't even. There's the 1031. Well, technically I would say no, it hasn't yet, because the stop would be, that's a huge, I wouldn't do that. Nope, I would not be taking that trade. Primarily reason is because of how this 1033 candle closed. If you got in at that 1033 into the dip, but that's not the model. So I would have not taken the trade simply because of this candle being 37 points. And then the stop being down here for a total of 70 points for a stop loss. You just can't do that for your risk management. I think it would be good to take a break this week or next week. I'll be honest. The last 4 weeks, I'd probably say I have felt more, and it has nothing to do with anything coming from anybody, but just this expectation to do well on live streams. I have this expectation to do well on live streams, and I think it's put unnecessary pressure on my trading. I noticed that my trades that I've taken off stream have been significantly better, or just they haven't felt the same. They felt good. So it's been really interesting to journal that and document it. Look at that bounce back. Yeah, it's definitely, there is a unspoken weight there, and I admire anybody that live streams, anybody that can trade in front of other people. I tremendously admire. It is not easy. Like, I probably, if I did not take the trades that I took earlier, I would be taking a long right now. We came back down. We came all the way down here. My guess is we're probably leaving that level for right now. This would be a legitimate trade. Again, the problem with my analysis right now is everything has been against the trend. We haven't had anything that I could take. Well, I mean, you could take just the retracement into the order blocks and then trade from the order block lower. But this would be the first breaker we got to the upside right here. That looks legitimate. Previous month, equilibrium was tagged. I don't know why does that keep popping up? I don't know. I'll take a look, Georgette. I haven't looked at my emails over the weekend. Or send a message in Discord. That's an option too. That looks interesting there. That inversion with the sweep of that liquidity. There's that inversion. And then it swept this low right here. Tagged it. Technically, this would be a volume imbalance, so we would include that. Yeah, I enjoy music. I enjoy kind of when I'm just waiting and chilling. Like, see, I don't know how to describe this to you guys. Like, I decided to take that inversion on my personal account. I mention it, but I don't really do anything about it because I'm not trying to perform for you guys and I'm doing it off screen. The pressure's just not there, and it's just like, I like this. And so I take a trade long. Sometimes it's like I want to intentionally take trades without telling you guys. I don't know how to describe it. I'll sell it right there. I'm happy with that. One contract, $135. That's a 65-point move. And it was a breaker. It was off a breaker. It was off a previous month low. So, I could have probably taken this trade in front of everybody. But I find myself sometimes second guessing. This would have been the breaker. There's the low, high, lower, low, broke higher, tapped it multiple times, and then gave us an inversion. This inversion right here is really what gave me the interest, and it's what I took the long on the close. I think this was the right place to take it. We have a large order block right here. We can definitely get a retracement back down to these levels. But if we've seen anything on how price has been moving today. So but that was not on my funded accounts. I closed my funded accounts, accepted the L for today. This was a personal account trade. No, John, I closed all my funded accounts and they're red today. They are red. Start fresh tomorrow. I love that mentality. Wendy, you send a message and then you take it back. You can't do that. Yeah, so the lesson for today is literally when you have a loss, you accept the loss and you don't try to fix the loss. Do I feel I hold them differently? Whichever one you spend more time in is the one you hold more valuable to you. In the past, when I would trade my personal account, because I would always keep it fairly low in the account size, I found it turned into a, let's just see what happens type account, because I didn't put a lot of weight into it, because all the time I spent was in my funded accounts. Probably about 6 months ago, I changed that. So I said, I'm not even going to, if I can't treat my personal account the same way I treat my funded accounts, I'm not going to trade it at all. So I started trading my funded account sparingly with the full intention of I'm taking one trade and one trade only. And I've been doing that, and I've been growing it, but I don't put a lot of time into it because it's so much easier to trade 10 funded accounts and get paid out on 10 funded accounts or 5 funded accounts. I mean, you just say the number, 2 funded accounts. There is definitely less risk when you trade a funded account. And I think that lends to you as a developing trader, me as a developing trader, to be able to take trades that are good trades and not let the psychological weight of a personal account affect your decision to take the trade or not. So I do think that a funded account, and if you can get away with not having to pay the monthly subscription, which we're going to be doing more conversations about funded next futures, which they don't have any. you can have a funded account or an eval account for 6 months and only pay one price, and you don't pay any subscription fees to it. So you literally could have that for a long time and learn at the cost of $100, $150 compared to losing several $100s on a personal account. So I think there's just a huge value to the development of traders if it's done correctly when you use funded accounts. Speaking of that, I need to get an email from Funded Next Futures. They said they're open to doing a giveaway, but to do the giveaway, you have to have already registered for Funded Next Futures. So if you go to thepurposedriventrader.com/funded-next, you can register there. It has to be through that link, unfortunately. It has to be through that link to be a part of it, because they literally track everything. They do things a lot different than the prop accounts here in the States. This is a prop account that's global. It's a global account, a funded account. So they do things just a little bit differently. But I'll put that link down, and it's in my description, but it's... But that's the website, thepurposedriventrader.com/funded-next. No, there's almost no restrictions on how you trade. That's what's crazy. Yeah, I think it's going to be, I think it could be a top contender for a lot of people. I want to say this, though, too. Back to Wendy's question in conversation about funded accounts versus personal accounts. The other reason why I just don't abandon my personal account and stick with funded accounts is I think there is a skill set that needs to be learned to be able to trade a personal account. My personal conviction. You could probably make a complete living off of doing prop firms. But what happens if something changes? So developing that skill of trading a funded account or a personal account, I think is necessary. You just have to decide when that right time is. Yeah, there is very, very few restrictions. Is it All the Rock? All the Rock? Is that how you say your name? So don't completely forego a personal account, but trade it sparingly. Like, only allow yourself to take one trade, maybe a day, maybe a week, on a personal account. Yeah, All the Rock. I think check out that link and check out Funded Next. I think you might like it. There's very few restrictions they have on it. Alan. Well, nice to meet you, Alan. I'm Tyler. Wow. But I like that level better. All right, folks. It is the top of the hour. I'm done trading. I'm not going to trade here again today. I will be back tomorrow for the private live stream for the Purpose Driven Traders Academy. Links in the description below if you're interested. But we'll be doing that, and then we'll be back the rest of the week live on YouTube. Looking forward to it, guys. Learning a lot. Thank you for being a safe place for not just me, but for everybody else here to engage in conversation, to encourage one another. That's what this community is about and what I'm grateful for. So we'll be back here rocking and rolling. So stay safe, guys, and good trading. We will talk to you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.